everyone, and welcome to My Uncut World, a weight loss journey. My name is Jessica, and today I'm going to be talking about a few things. I want to kind of just get my channel up to the point that I'm at now. So in this video, I'm going to talk about my surgery day and my hospital stay. So I had my surgery on March 16th, 2022, and it was in Livonia, Michigan at St. Joseph Mercy Health System. The hospital is called St. Mary Mercy, and it's through the Michigan Bariatric Institute program. So on 3/16/2022, I had already packed my bag and I was ready to go. And I went in, my husband drove me over to the hospital and I got checked in I had to be at the hospital at 6:30. So, and my surgery was scheduled for 8:30. So I got there at probably 6:15. I got checked in, and then pretty much everything just happened. It was a very smooth and productive day. I went in, they had to do an EKG because I hadn't gotten it done a second time, so they told me I could just go in and get the EKG done there while we were waiting for the OR to open up and everything. So they did my EKG, they put my IV in. The Dr. Senny came in and kind of chatted with me a little bit, met my husband, and we just talked a little bit about the surgery. They drew lab work again, and the nurses explained that they need lab work. They needed the 30 days before to get like your baseline, and then they need numbers the day of the surgery also, so that they can run them before the surgery to make sure that you're clear to go. I mean, that was pretty much it. I had to change into my gown. Then from around 8 to 8:30, they let my husband in, and that's when Dr. Sidney came in. And we just kind of waited. Then they told my husband, all right, it's time for you to go because she's going in. So they wheeled me into the OR, and I remember getting wheeled into the OR. I think it was OR2. And I remember kind of like turning into the place where I was going to be at. And then that was pretty much it. I don't remember anything else after that. They knocked me out. And then I woke up. I don't know what time I woke up. I'm going to be completely honest. I don't know what time I woke up. All I remember is I woke up and I was so confused and groggy. And I was in a lot of pain. Like, people talk about gas pain. I did not experience gas pain. I was experiencing actual like pain, and the post-op nurse that was there in the recovery room, it was a male. I don't know his name. All I remember is he was very sweet and he kept holding my hand because I was miserable. And I was super groggy. And then I think around 3:30, they wheeled me over to my room. And it was all on the second floor. So like the OR room, the OR is right there. And then they kind of like wheel you over to after you're in recovery, they wheel you into your actual room. And I was a little more coherent at that point, but I was still in a lot of pain. And I got to my room, and the I don't remember if it was the nurse or the medical assistant, nurse assistant, PCT. I don't really know what they call them. I don't remember which one of them two said, because they were just gonna wheel me with in the bed, and they were like, "No, no, no, she needs to get up and walk to her bed." And I knew that, like, before the surgery, I knew I was gonna have to walk, right? Like, and I used to work in healthcare, and I used to work in a facility. So yes, if you can get the person to walk and move, that's the best thing. And especially if you have a 300. How much did I weigh at surgery day? I weighed 350, 353, 350. I'll have to look. I'll write it down. So if you have a person that weight, yeah, of course you want them to move. So I don't blame them. But my point is, when she said that, I was like, what? I couldn't even fathom doing that. I was in so much pain. I was so groggy. And all I remember is, they helped me get up. I thought I was going to split open when they helped me get up, because, like, there was a bunch of people around me, and they were all helping me get up. And all I remember is I was like, oh, man. And I felt so dizzy. And then I think the nurse that was helping me in the recovery room, he was like, are you going to throw up? Are you going to throw up? And I was like, I think so. And they're like, put this huge bin in front of underneath my face. and and nothing happened. I was just so groggy and nauseous. And nothing happened. Like, I walked like a little penguin to my bed, and then they helped me get in bed. And the nurse was like, okay, Jessica, all I remember is once I got in bed, I was like, I need to go to the bathroom. I need to go to the bathroom. And they were like, no, hon, you have a Foley. And I was like, no, I have to poop. I have to poop. And they were like, no, that's gas. I'm sure that was gas, but, like, nothing came out. And then, they had the pain pump. They brought me some ice chips. And then they just kind of, like, let me be so that I could, like, settle a little bit. Of course, the nurse and the patient care tech were doing whatever they needed to do. And they were like, well, welcome to South, yada, yada, yada. And they were the sweetest, but I was in just so much pain. I was in so much pain. And I hate when they do this. You are coming off of anesthesia, and they're giving you all this information. And I guess at some point, maybe someone said, oh, well, this is your pain pump. Well, I didn't know that until the nurse came in, and she was like, Jess, this is your pain pump, press it and you'll get medicine. So I was just so groggy and out of it, and in so much pain. Eventually around, I think it was probably 5:30 or 6, I was like, oh, I'm so uncomfortable in bed, I need to move. So they helped me sit on it looks like kind of like a recliner, but it's like a hospital thing. It's not the most comfortable thing. So they helped me move there. They put my ice chips, and they got my phone. No, my husband had my phone. They put my ice chips, and I just kind of, like, sat there and kind of, like, tried to process what was going on. And then my husband arrived, and he brought me my phone, and I sent a text message to my mom and my aunt and my family and some of my friends that at some point knew what I was going through. I just literally said I'm alive, and that's all I said, and that's all I could muster to write. Then my husband said that I was super high. I honestly think I was just groggy from the anesthesia still, and probably a little high, but they didn't really give me super huge narcotics at that time. So then my husband was like, do you want me to stay? And honestly, at that point, I didn't care who was there, who was not there. I'd rather no one was there, because then I had to host, So I was like, oh, it's fine, you can go. Perfectly fine. Just make sure that, can you please help me charge my phone, and I need you to help me with my pillow and get settled. And then after that, after he left, he was there probably an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. I talked to my mom real quick to make sure she knew I was okay, and I told her to please let the family know to like not bug me. After that, around 11 o'clock at night, I pushed my call light and I was like, "Oh, can you help me get on the bed again?" I was super uncomfortable still. I just couldn't figure out how to get this pain. And then, they weren't telling me walking. I couldn't just get up and walk. I really needed a lot of help to get up because I was in so much pain. So then that was the first night. The obvious hospital stay at night. They wake you up like 500 times because they have to do testing and stuff, which sucks, but it is what it is. So then the second day, the nurse practitioner, her name is Natalie, came by, and then I got the same nurse and the same PCA, and Natalie comes in and she was like, "How are we doing?" And I just cried because I was in so much pain. I was in so much pain because I found out that that pump that they had given me for the pain, I could have pressed that every 8 minutes, and I wasn't doing that because I probably gave me that information when I was coming off from anesthesia, so of course I didn't know. And so yeah, I was waiting, like I was like, "Oh, well, maybe this is every hour, right, that I can push this." So, well, obviously I was under medicated, so I was just bawling, and Natalie told the nurse, so she was like, "Oh, well, let's just put her on straight pain pills," and I can't remember what the name of it is. I just don't remember. So she did that, and she was like, "Yeah, I can see how it's helping you because like my pain was just kind of like dwindling down." So then they did the leak test, and I was supposed to start walking. So the mobility team had come around. You know what? The mobility team came at 8:30, and they they helped me get up, and we were about to go walking when the radiology team the transport came to take me to radiology to do my leak test. So after that, I don't know if it was the leak test itself, or because when you're doing the leak test, you have to stand up and you're drinking something, and then they kind of like put the thing against you to obviously do the imaging. And I don't know if it was that or again the lack of medication, but that just kind of like tore me. Not like my incisions were fine, but it just like tore me. It made me exhausted. I was in pain. Then we came back, and the mobility team didn't come back like they said they were going to, because obviously they're busy. But they didn't come back, so I was like, well, I was like, when am I gonna walk? No one's helping me. No one's like helping me, and I can't just like take off because I have the IV, and I'm not gonna mess with the IV line with as groggy and as in much pain as I am. I'm just not gonna do that. So yeah, I just kind of sat there, and then that's when Natalie came, and they kind of like did the direct pain pill straight to my IV, and then Natalie left, and maybe 2 hours later, Dr. Senny comes in, and well, at that point, the medicine, oh my God, the medicine it was gone. It was gone. It was just not doing what it needed to do. And as soon as Dr. Senny came in, I started bawling. I was bawling my ass out. And I was like, I am in so much pain. This is not working. I don't know how I'm going to do this. No one's walking me. I was just a mental case at that point because I was in so much pain. And doctors, and I have never seen a doctor move so fast in relation to doing orders. He was like, there, don't cry. It's okay. I'm going to put you on all this medicine. So he put me on a fentanyl patch. He put me on some other pills, plus the regular IV one that they were giving me. So he put me on 3 pain pills. And I am telling you, after the nurse came in and she's like, okay, I see Dr. Cindy put all these notes for you. After she did that, maybe an hour later, I was great. I was no longer in pain. I'm sure I was high out of my mind, but I was not in pain anymore. And then he told me, you passed the leak test. We're gonna be able to give you your clear liquids now. So the lunch time was around that time. They came. They gave me my tray. I had broth. I had popsicles, water, a bunch of stuff. Um, and then the mobility team came, and then I was able to walk. They put me on a walker, but that was very uncomfortable. And then after that, I just walked with the IV pole, and I was fine as long as I was high out of my mind. Apparently, I was great. Then that was day 2, and it was great. Then after that, I just kind of like walked by myself every so often. And then my husband came and visited. He walked with me. Then he left. And then it was on to the next day when they were going to assess if I was going to be released or not. And Dr. Seni came in. He saw me. And I was like, well, I'm pretty sure I'm going home today. And he was like, well, I don't know if you're going home today yet. We need to make sure that you're holding your fluids. We need to make sure that you've passed gas. We need to make sure that your pain is managed, that you can, kind of like function by yourself. And, I felt pretty good about going home. Natalie came in a little later and she discussed everything with me. She said, Dr. Cindy is leaving it open for you. If you wanted to stay a third day, he's perfectly okay with you doing that because of the little delayed walking that we had going on the first day, or you can go home. So I thought about it a little bit, and I told him I would go home. So I showered that day. It was the most glorious thing. I just had the nurses just help me wrap my IV so it wouldn't get wet. Then the what is it called? Pastoral care came. It's a Catholic hospital, so the father, I don't remember his name, but he came. He talked to me. We prayed, and then I told my husband, I was getting released, and I told him that they told me that there was no rush. I could leave whatever time I wanted to. So I told him to just come pick me up after. I told him to come pick me up at 6-ish so that there wouldn't be the rush hour traffic. And at that point, that was a Friday. And, he came. Then the nurse just helped me put this band thing around my stomach. They helped me get dressed because I still couldn't bend over. And then, my husband was like, well, I can help you. And I told him, well, I don't really want you to help me at this point because if something happens, then she can see what's going on. And then that was pretty much it. Then he pulled his car. I got in the car. I braced my pillow. And that was it. I went home and that was it. So I was in the hospital 3 days, 2 nights. And honestly, out of my experience in the hospital, I really would say if you are in pain, communicate the gas pain. The When they're doing the surgery, they do expand your abdomen and everything with air so that the surgeon can look and maneuver. But if you feel that your pain is not gas pain, you definitely should speak up, because it wasn't until my pain was managed that minor, this is my experience. It wasn't until my pain was managed that my nurse felt comfortable with me even walking around. So I have read experiences from people that their doctors or their medical staff just don't want to give them pain pills, and they just kind of like push them to walk, which is fine and you definitely should do. But if you truly feel that your pain is nothing more than gas, please do speak up. So that is my experience for my hospital stay. I loved staying at St. Mary's. It was a wonderful, wonderful experience. I had a private room and it was just lovely. I loved it. I will say I overpacked. My overnight bag was overpacked, and I will tell you how many things I used. Out of everything that I brought, I only used my phone charger and my blanket and my pillow. Everything else I didn't even use. I could have technically gone home in the same outfit that I brought. I was in the hospital gown the whole time. Then when I showered, I just got in another gown, and I had the little hospital socks, and that was it. So if anything, I would recommend just don't pack anything, because you're likely not going to need it. And I'm not the only person that says that. A lot of people say that they really wish they wouldn't have packed anything because it was just unnecessary. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to cut the video here. Thank you so much for following my journey, and you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.